press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello my dear students, we have been discussing about the chapter the living organisms and their surrounding. See, in the previous class we will learn about the different types of habitat and also the adaptation. See, adaptation includes the camel as well as the fishes, as I told in the previous class. See, in fishes the body is modified into the streamlined structure where it helpful for movement in the inside the water, and also the fins and flat tails will be present, and these enables the fish to move or to maintain a good balance in the water, and also gills will helpful to carry out the dissolved oxygen which is present in the water, and like that different types of features will be seen in the fishes. And next one is the camel. See, in the camel there is a different features will be there, and having the camel is having the longer legs which helps to keep away the body from the intense heat of the sand, and also these camels will excrete a little. Excrete is nothing but removal of the waste, is called as excrete. It removes the waste from the body with little urine, as well as the dung is also dry, and like that the hump will be present in the camel which stores the food, and these camel will be present in the desert condition which having such features. And in today's class we will learn about the different types of habitat. See, habitat is nothing but the place where animals can live. See, habitat is nothing but the place where animals can live is called as habitat, and this habitat place to live. The place where organisms live is called as habitat. See, habitat is nothing but the place where the organisms live is called as habitat, and this habitat which provides the animals with food, shelter, and a favorable climatic condition. Favorable climatic condition. Favorable climatic condition, these will provide. And also several kinds of animals and plants which live in the same habitat, and this is all about the brief introduction about the habitat. And next we shall move on to the types of habitat. Habitat can be classified into two main categories. One is the terrestrial habitat and another one is the aquatic habitat. See, terrestrial, terra means nothing but on land. Habitat includes two types. First one is the terrestrial habitat. Next one aquatic habitat. As the name only indicates, terrestrial. Terrestrial is nothing but on land, and the aquatic means is nothing but water. Aqua is nothing but the water. Those organisms which live in the water is called as aquatic habitat, and terra means is nothing but the on land. See, terrestrial habitat are those habitats which live on the land is called as terrestrial habitat. Live on land is called as terrestrial habitat. Example for the terrestrial habitats are forest, grassland, desert, coastal region. See, coastal areas, grassland. Grassland is nothing but the forest. Grassland, desert, etc. Those organisms like plants as well as the animals which live on the land are called as terrestrial habitat. Example for the terrestrial habitats are coastal areas or the coastal region, and next one is the grassland, forest and mountain region also. See, mountain region, these are some of the plants as well as the animals which live in such a areas or such a habitat, and those organisms are called as terrestrial habitat or terrestrial organisms. See, those organisms which live on the land are called as terrestrial habitat. Example for the terrestrial habitat are the coastal area, grassland, desert, mountain, forest. These are the example for the terrestrial habitat. Next one is the aquatic habitat. Say, aqua is nothing but the water. The organisms which live in the water or inside the water is called as aquatic habitat. Example for the aquatic habitats are ponds, ocean, seas, lake, etc. These are some examples for the aquatic habitat. See, habitat is nothing but the place where the living organisms live, are called as the place where the organisms live are called as habitat is called. And this habitat includes the two categories. One is the first is the terrestrial habitat, where the organisms, both either it may be plants or it may be animal which live on the land, are called as terrestrial habitat. And here terra means nothing but on land. Example for the terrestrial habitat are coastal areas, grassland, desert and mountains. These are few examples for the terrestrial habitat. Next one is the aquatic habitat. Aqua is nothing but the water, and aquatic habitat, those organisms which live in the water are called as aquatic habitats. Ponds, ocean, seas, lake, etc. These are few examples for the aquatic habitat. See, next one is the some terrestrial habitat. Some Terrestrial habitat. Terrestrial is nothing but the organisms which live on land. Are called as terrestrial habitat. These may include the desert. See, first one is the desert. See, in the desert, the habitat includes land with sand, land with having the sand. In desert, usually we can see a lot of sand which is present in the desert region, and having less vegetation. Vegetation means nothing but the plants. Vegetation and less vegetation, or sometimes it is vegetation. Vegetation is no vegetation, or sometimes it is present or little vegetation will be present. We can see small vegetation like the small plants and are present in the desert region, and we can see a little plants, not from the, not like that of a, in forest. In desert the vegetation sometimes it is present in little way, or sometimes it is no vegetation will be present, and also in desert regions the little rain will be present, less rain, and due to the heavy intense heat the rain is also very less, and hot and dry places, desert having the hot and dry condition will be present, and those organisms which live in the desert which adopt to survive in such a area with cope up with the organisms will tolerate the intense heat, tolerate intense heat, light and also dryness. Organisms will tolerate the intense heat, light and also the dryness which may present in the desert region, and dry condition will be present. And see, this is all about the desert. See, in the desert a land with a sand is, wherever we see the land, in that land the sand will be present, and all around the desert region sand is very much, and vegetation sometimes it is little vegetation, and in some condition or some areas in the desert where we can't see the vegetation, means the growing of plants we can't see, and less rain will be present in the desert region, and due to the less rain the climate will be hot and also dry, and for the hot and dry climate the organisms which are present in the desert region which cope up with the, they will tolerate the intense heat, light and the climatic condition in such a area like a desert. Then adaptation in plants in the desert condition. in desert region, the adaptation in plants. See, usually in desert region, the plants will be adapted in special features. Like for example, see, usually we see in desert region, that is cactus we can see in the desert region, where the leafy like structure which we look in the desert region is nothing but the stem, and here it is a stem, and the spines which we seen in the desert like a cactus, this is nothing but the leaves. And many other vegetations sometimes we can see, and it is very rare in the desert condition. See, this is the diagram of a cactus. And many other plants will be grown in such a climatic condition. See, there are different vegetations also seen in the desert conditions. See, in adaptation in plants, plants lose the little water through transpiration. See, those plants which is adapted to live in the desert region will having lose the water is very less, lose water very less through transpiration. Transpiration process is nothing but the leaves will lose the water in the form of a water vapor. Transpiration. See, through the transpiration process, those plants which are present in the desert region will lose the little water, and this process is known as transpiration. And next one is the leaves are absent. See, those plants which are present in the desert region which having the leaves which do not have leaves. If leaves are present and it is modified in a spines. See, if leaves are present in such plants means it is modified into the spines. See, mullu we call it as spine. See, in cactus we can see the leafy like structure. It is nothing but it is not a leaf, it is nothing but the stem. See, and the spines which we seen in the cactus is nothing but the leaf. And thereby due to the scarcity of water, the leaves is modified or the change into the spines. And in the plants of a desert region, having the thick waxy layer which is present in the inside the stem, which helps to maintain the water balance in the plant. And next one is the photosynthesis is carried by the stem. See, here also photosynthesis will be takes place. I told you many times that leaf is a kitchen factory of a plant where photosynthesis will be takes place. Where in the desert condition, desert climate, these plants which grown in such a climate having the leaves is modified into the spines, and thereby the leafy like structure which we seen is the stem, and here stem will carry out the process of photosynthesis. Food preparing process is known as photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, and leaves is absent or sometimes it is very small, and see this cactus having the spines, as I told you, these spines will reduce the loss of the water, and so the modified structure will be present in the cactus and different types of plants which are present in the desert region. See, this is all about the adaptation in the plants which are present in the desert condition. See, it lose the little water, and if the water is loose means by means of the process known as transpiration, where the water is removed from the plants by the process of transpiration, like water vapors can be removed as a water, and the stem which is broad like structure which is present in the plant is Colitis System, and these stems are green in color which carry out the process of photosynthesis, and due to the scarcity of water in such a area, the leaf is modified into the spines which reduce the process of transpiration. Loss of water will be reduced in such a plants. And next we shall move on to the adaptation in. See, one more point. See, in the cactus plants, the roots will goes deep into the soil. See, because there is a scarcity of water, so that's why the roots will go deep into the soil, where the availability of water will be there. Then it will take the water from there, from the that places, and photosynthesis will be carried out. Example for those plants which are present in the desert region are the acacia and also and example for the plants are the acacia and bur is the example for the plants which are present in the desert region. See, this is all about the adaptation in the plants in the desert region. Next we shall move on to the adaptation in animals. See, adaptation in animals which are live in the desert habitat. See, many animals will be present in the desert region, like camels. Camels having the long legs which keep away the body from the intense heat of the sand, and thereby there are many more animals will be present in the desert regions, like rat and the snake. See, rat and snake. See, both the rat and the snake doesn't have any leg, and here rat having the leg, but it is a short in length, and thereby it doesn't have such type of legs like as compared to the camel. So they keep away, so they stay away from the intense heat of the intense heat during the day. During the daytime, these stay away from the daytime. stay away during the day, and because having intense heat. And also they stay in burrows deep into the sand. Stay in burrows. Stay in burrows deep in the sand. Deep in sand. These animals which come out only during the night time. These animals comes out in night, where there is a cool environment will be present at night. See, this is all about the adaptation in animals. See, adaptation in animals in the desert region, where the rat and the snake having the rat having the legs which are very short in length, and the snake which doesn't have any types of legs. So that's why as compared to the camel, these don't have any legs, and these stay away in the daytime. During the daytime it will stay away due to the intense heat of the sunlight, and the sand will become very hot during the daytime. So that's why these rat as well as the snake will stay in the burrows deep in the sand, and it comes out only during the night time, where the cool environment will be present, and these are available for in the environment. Those animals will comes out only during the night time. See, consider, see, I will draw and tell you. See, consider this is the region where the sand will be present. Here they will keep away from the intense heat of the sunlight as well as the sand. So these rat and snake will borrow the land and stay away in the burrows, and they will present here. See, this is the snake where it will borrow the land, and here is the rat. Like that it will borrow the land, and due to the harsh climate or the intense heat of the sunlight, these animals like rat and snake will burrow and keep in this land. This is all about the adaptation in animals, in which rat and snake is the examples, and many more examples will be there, but in your textbook they have given only 2 examples, 2-3 examples. See, once again I will tell you adaptation in the plants. See, in adaptation in plants having the spines, the example for those plants which are present in the desert regions is the cactus, and different types of plants will be present, and these plants having a modification structure will be present, and the leaf is modified into the spines, and due to the scarcity of water, this modified structure is converted into the spines, and thereby it will reduce the loss of water by the process of transpiration. Transpiration is nothing but loss of water in the plant. And see, this is the leaf-like structure which is present in the cactus is nothing, it is not a leaf, it is a stem, and which contains the waxy substance which stores the food in those stem portion. And next one is the photosynthesis is carried out in such plants like cactus is based on the stem portion. And next one is the adaptation in the animals. See, usually rats and snakes doesn't have such long legs as compared to the camel, and due to the intense heat, these rat and snake keep their body away from the intense heat. They will borrow the land and present in the burrows area where there is a less heat will be present, and thereby these rat and snake will come out during the night time where the cool environment will be present. And next one is, so this is all about the adaptation in plants as well as the adaptation in the animals in the desert condition. See, in the tomorrow's class we will learn about some more concept which is related to this chapter. Thank you.